It has come to my attention a few times that you can't pitch the TRAILSTAR high and low to the ground. We're going to have a little walk around and inside to somewhat debunk that theory. Let's go and have a look. Admittedly, we've taken a few liberties, but we have got the back there quite close to the ground. We have got that edge over there quite close to the ground. Obviously the cantonary cut there means that you have some breathing room there. Here, the layout of the terrain, the grass, means that that side is a little bit closer to the ground. So where you pitch affects things as well. I've pulled the door out this way. If you want to get that panel really tight, you probably need to, you know, have a slightly narrower door. So, you know, I will admit that, you know, on the grand scheme of things, we haven't got a perfect panel there, but, you know, it's not too bad. And then we've got it pretty tight over here. And I see the ponies have decided to move into my my sheltered area. Now, obviously, it's a little bit of a mess in here because I have been kind of living in here. There's a big lump, you know, there. You know, quite clearly, you need to use, you know, a little bit of common sense with where you're pitching. But bearing in mind that, you know, I'm 5'8", and, you know, I'm not right at the back here. When I got home, I measured the pole. It is 130 centimeters high, 1.3 meters. So I'm laid out flat here. My arm is outstretched there, and, you know, my hand is touching material here, but, you know, I have headroom to a degree here, and my feet, you know, are, you know, somewhat inside the door there. Now, admittedly, if you're 6'10", you know, you might very well struggle. It's not very easy because you kind of, in this configuration, have to lie to the left of the pole. So if I'm lying here, you know, I'm close to this panel here because I got a great lump of earth right here. But if you could lie on your right, which I can't, I'm a left-lying person, but I'm inside the door, you know, well inside the door here. My arm is not even outside, and you can see that my feet are here, and there's at least, well, I mean, you know what, there's at least a foot more space there, and, you know, we're pitched quite close to the ground. You know, obviously if you want that panel closer to the ground, then you may have to do this type of thing and just give it a slightly different angle. So yes, you might, you know, you might lose a little bit of space in here. And again, you know, admittedly, I'm only a Tom Cruise 5'8", but, you know, if you're taller than me, you've still got plenty of headroom. Now, the concern of one individual is that there is no headroom, or very less headroom, in the corners. As you can see here, plenty. How much more room do you literally need? You know, even here, where I've got this pitched, you know, close to the ground, that's actually a bit loose there realistically. That probably would need to move out a little bit, or I'm not saying it's a perfect pitch by any means, but, you know, even when you're quite close to the corner, you've still got that much room. above your feet. Now realistically, if you're going to be pitching, you know, this high, you know, and then I can, you know, I can stand, well, I'm not stand up, but you know what I mean. You know, if you're going to be pitching, you know, this high, you know, there are one or two compromises to the shape of it and everything else. You know, you can pitch high if you want to, and pitch fairly close to the ground. I don't really know why you would want to do that, but if you wanted to do that, you certainly can pitch fairly close to the ground and, you know, fairly high. I see the ponies have found Lassie's splashing pool. You could argue that this panel needs to come around, you know, a little bit more to tighten that one up there, and then you got a narrower door. You're not going to be pitching this high, you know, in a very, very strong wind. The cut there means that that side is high off the ground, but again, if you had to, then you could just pull that peg in closer to the ground and that would get that lower.
Or just put your pack there.
So, you know, however you do it, you're always going to have, it's so massive, you're always going to have an absolute pot of room in there, you know, unless you're just ridiculously fussy about how you pitch this, then maybe you're going to struggle. But, you know, if you're realistic about things, then it's a very versatile shelter. Anyway, enough of my ranting on about how great this shelter is.
Realistically, if you're pitching high, pitch the sides high for good airflow would be a much better idea, or simply pitch lower to the ground for maximum wind resistance.
Catch you again another time.